Since last time we talked, how many dates have you been on?
I've been on like three. Okay, we'll start with the first one, which was the weekend prior. That was went to Sex du Soleil, which was really cool. So we met in the city, and then watched that show. So I met him off of TikTok actually. So that went really well. He put in a lot of effort for that, which I really appreciated. It went well, like it went really well. There was nothing necessarily wrong. I communicated with him that I probably wasn't feeling it after the day after. We got on really well. Like conversation was sort of easy. I felt from the get-go though there was no real chemistry. And I knew that from the beginning. But like interesting guy, had some good conversations. But that part was missing for me.
Were any of these 3 dates second dates or all first dates?
One is a second date.
Okay, tell me about that one.
This one, I don't know because he's a lot younger than me. So I know we kind of said between 28 to 39, I believe, and he falls underneath that. I've never really considered anyone that young.
How old?
He's 24, turning 25. So he's young.
How old are you again?
I'm 33.
Okay. You know what's funny? I just
What?
Valeria did the same thing, Tash.
I know. Do you know what?
I think her partner's 24, isn't he?
Yeah.
They're going great at the moment.
Well, look, this guy is like gorgeous. Like physically, I'm very attracted to him and like I really like him as a person as well. Like I think he's a great guy. We get on really well. I've kind of held back though. Like in my brain, I'm like, it won't be anything because he's just too young. But then I'm like, I don't know if I should be more open-minded.
Does he have any children?
No.
Okay. Is he successful?
Well, I think he's driven. Absolutely. It's hard because at 24, you're not really established.
There's two things which you can see in a guy. So he can be successful just as you can see someone successful, or they can also have a rich mindset, okay, where they're hardworking, ambitious, they got heaps of goals, they got a good attitude, like they have a rich mindset, or they can be physically rich. Does he have a rich mindset?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, he's got great qualities. He's great. I can tell he's young though. That's the thing. Like, not that he's immature. It's just that I guess there's that imbalance of experience. So like I've experienced a lot more than he has, obviously, because there's a big age gap. That doesn't mean that I don't think he has anything to bring to the table at all. It's not that. It's just more so for me. I don't know whether it would be more so just a bit of fun, something casual as opposed to something long term. But I don't know whether that's me just shutting it off as well.
Probably. Long-term relationships can be created and people fall in love through a high sense of attraction over time. That's all it is. That's why people who do friends with benefits fall in love all the time together. It's just high attraction over time, which creates an emotional connection. The main reason I usually don't recommend doing age gaps that way is because of masculine and feminine energy. So often what happens with if the woman's older, she's in her masculine energy, she leads the relationship, and the guy steps into his feminine energy and lets the girl lead, and she does everything, and he just sits back and just doesn't do much.
He's not like that.
Okay. So look, technically, if you're really good with feminine energy and you can be in feminine energy yourself and you can push him into his masculine energy, this could work.
I get way more attention from younger guys than I do guys my age or older.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's more of a novelty thing. And that's the other thing. I know like there's the whole like younger guy likes the older girl, but it's not like
You're not that old though, Tash. Like if you were 45, then that would be a novelty, like a 25-year-old dating a 45-year-old. That's a novelty. Got that whole MILF thing going on, but you're not really that old. You know what I mean? Like if you saw you and this guy together, you wouldn't really think anything of it. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be that noticeable, would it?
No, probably not.
Not really much novelty there. He probably just likes you.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
real question is, do you want to see him again?
Yeah, I enjoy his company. I definitely enjoy his company. I've got another curveball to throw at you as well. There is someone that I was seeing prior. There was no label on it. We called it off not for anything specific. It was more just things felt hard initially. And I wanted to ask you, in relationships, when you get with someone, should it feel relatively easy for the first 3 to 4 months? Or if there seems to be like miscommunication and like, yeah, maybe not understanding each other, is that a red flag? Or is it just that maybe we don't know each other that well?
So you don't know each other that well for the first year, but you do have a pretty good sense of chemistry and compatibility with each other. So the conversations do go pretty well, and misunderstandings don't happen that often.
With him, it is our chemistry is like unmatched. I've never had chemistry with someone like that ever, and he's the same. And I think that's the thing that we're just like, this feels very rare. But in other aspects, like we respect each other. We don't argue or we're not mean to each other. It's not like that. It's just we communicate different. And there was different expectations that each one of us probably weren't communicating effectively. And we're just reading into the other person's behavior and assuming they were like thinking a certain way when maybe they weren't. Then I'm like, well, I don't know if we're so different in that way, whether that means that's a lack of compatibility.
How many dates have you been on with him?
Oh, I was seeing him casually for almost 4 months. So seeing each other like 3 to 4 times a week. Yeah.
It's not it.
Yeah, I think by then, and that's I think what we worked out. We were like, by that point, it shouldn't be this hard. Yeah.
No, you got to block and delete him.
Okay. I was doing good, but we got in contact with each other last week again.
Block and delete him this week for me.
Okay.
Now, with this young guy, do you think he has the ability to do the job you need him to do?
I'm not sure, because another part of it as well is like, I would hate to hold somebody back. I'm in a different stage of my life. I'm a mum. I want to have a family, want to have more children. And with my age, that's something, if I was to find someone that I would want to do like in the near future.
What makes you think you're holding him back?
Because I know he's traveling. He's going to be traveling later this year. And truthfully, I actually don't know if he is actually would be serious about me, or whether it's just something more casual that
What makes someone serious?
I guess for me, it would be that them wanting to see you again. And
why do you think sometimes people are serious and sometimes they're not?
it would be like whether he would want something. And I actually don't even know. From my perspective, like I have totally been like, no way, as in like a serious relationship. Like I've just totally put it out of my mind because of his age, purely. I haven't even really thought about it. So it hasn't bothered me what his intentions are, because I'm just like, it's not going to be anything. But like, I'm not sure whether I'm being too closed off.
Probably.
Yeah. I haven't actually had the conversation with him.
And it's too early to have the conversation anyway. You've only been on 2 dates. So it's too early to go official. So remember the timeline. You guys go on another date in about a week. And then after that, if you both like each other, you might go exclusive or do another date, which just basically says, hey, I like you a lot. I'm not going to see anyone else. You're the only person I want to talk to. Just being exclusive, not official. And then you keep seeing each other 1 date a week, keep seeing each other, keep talking, keep building the relationship. And then if it keeps building by that 8-week mark, you both should have some sort of feelings where you say, I love you. And that's when you go official.
Yeah. I guess the conversation I was referring to would be more like, would you want to do something as in serious? Not now, but like what you're in. No. Okay.
No, you never want to ask a guy that question for a whole bunch of reasons. Mainly, guys don't know what they want, so we don't ask that question. Secondly, what they want is based on how they feel, their emotional decisions. So asking a guy if he wants a relationship before he's in love with you, it's a bad decision. So don't worry about that. He will commit to you and be with you 110% if you make him fall in love with you.
Yeah. Okay. The other things I've got as well is that there's a couple of guys that really want to meet with me there, but they're interstate, and I've sort of put my foot down with both of them and said no, because they do have children and they're interstate, and I've said that, and then they've said, oh well, things could potentially, like, I could look at moving, but for me it just doesn't feel right. Yeah, like I actually wouldn't want to take them away from their children, to be honest, and I think that would be, it all sounds good and well now. And then I think also, are they just saying that because maybe their intentions are to just probably sleep with me or have something casual and not long term, which is obviously not what I'm after. I don't want to waste my time doing that either. But yeah, okay, so I'll just reinforce that with them. That's been my gut feeling.
Reinforce it, but then also block and delete them.
Yeah, I've got to be ruthless.
You got to block and delete all the time. Yeah. Block and delete, block and delete, block and delete all the time. You should be doing that every day.
Why is that? Is it just so they get sort of like out of your...
Yes, but then also guys aren't very good at quitting.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding. They're not...
You say, oh, I don't want to. He'll come back a month later. Hey, change your mind yet? And he'll just keep on with you all the time, keep trying to convince you of it. It's just easier just block and deleting them. It sets them free as well.
Okay.
100%.
I went on a date as well. It was not a date, it was like a dating event. I was in Melbourne for work, and there are these dating events. They're called Thursdays, and they happen on a Thursday, and it's a bar. So they'll hire out a bar, and it's a ticketed event. So there'll be like an age limit, and they'll get a whole bunch of men and women, and then you basically all mingle, because everyone's everyone's single. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just go do that and check it out." So I went there on Thursday. But yeah, I would say like the age limit was 35, but there was definitely men almost pushing 50 there. Didn't really find anything there either, but I thought it was a good experience.
Okay, bit of fun.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put myself in situations and environments I usually wouldn't to try to also find someone out in the wild as opposed to on the apps. I just find the apps hard. So going to like areas that I don't usually go to, and venues I don't usually go to so I can meet people that I've never really come across before.
Yeah, 100%. You want to be open to all opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when do you think you're going to have your next high value date?
Well, I've got to find one for this weekend. It's hard because like I do have options, but a lot of these people I'm just not interested in seeing. And so it's hard like to go, do I just go on a date with someone knowing that it's not going to be anything, or do I be more particular and selective and hold off as opposed to just getting that one date a week?
As long as the attraction's a 7 out of 10, I want you to go on the date.
Do you mean physical attraction?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And what happens if that means they're younger? Because I got lots of younger guys, like there's more options for younger guys.
Guys statistically around the age of 27 start looking for a wife. So that's when I started looking for my wife, roughly. I met her when I was 28, something like that. Late 20s is when a guy's brain's finished forming and something clicks and he goes, okay, now I want to find a wife, build a family. So that's around that age range, which you're going to get a lot of guys who are ready.
Yeah, I'm finding it hard because a lot of them, and this is why I'm trying to branch out of my area because I know pretty much everyone around my area or the places that I go to. I know all of them, and I'm like, it's just there's nothing there. And so I'm finding like there's a lot of older guys that I'm not attracted to, and then there are a lot of younger guys that I would prefer not to go too young for that specific reason. And so
is there many 27-ish?
they're all taken. All the ones that I know are in relationships, and that's what I'm finding hard.
You don't have to just smash online dating, heaps of swiping. That's basically how you meet new people.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Yeah, I also tried to go over when I was in Melbourne to maybe potentially have a few dates. I was quite busy with work, so I didn't get around to doing that. But yeah, the apps, look, I've been using them here in Adelaide, and like what I'm seeing isn't great. I am using them each day. So I guess that's why I'm thinking, well, there might be people out there as well that aren't on the apps, that aren't wanting to do that.
How often are you swiping yes on dating apps?
Not much, but no, not much.
What
But
percentage?
I reckon I would swipe like 1 out of 20, I reckon. Like not many, but I'm not attracted to any of them. So like
I need you to
that's
swipe yes on at least 33% of people.
okay.
So 1 in 3, I want you to swipe yes. You got to swipe yes on 1 in 3.
What happens if I'm just like not attracted at all to them?
You got to swipe yes. Hopefully they have some inner beauty like Shrek. I don't know. But I want you to swipe yes. It's better for the app if you can swipe yes at least every third person.
Okay.
Sometimes girls get into a bit of a habit of just saying no, 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 no. And there's sometimes good ones in there. You're in a habit of doing it.
Yeah, that is true.
So I want you to think, okay, I've got to say yes at least a third of the time.
Yeah.
And then from there, give some people a chance. Even if some guys' profiles look terrible, like they put no effort into it, but they're actually pretty good. And then when you meet them in person, they're like, oh, you're way better looking in person than you were on the app.
I feel guys aren't great at taking photos. Most guys aren't great at taking photos of themselves, or they just don't have a lot of photos of themselves.
Yeah, like 2 photos and they're both pretty average. But do a FaceTime before the call and you might do a FaceTime and go, geez, this guy's actually pretty good looking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, the FaceTime. Yeah.
100%. One thing I want you to think about as well, when you meet your ideal partner, you want to find someone who, if you have a son with him, you want the son to grow up into.
Yeah.
So find someone like that.
Yeah, I think like being a mum already, I've realized the importance of that as well. Like I obviously want to have more children, but I'm not going to have another child with someone that I'm not 110% sure of. That's going to be
married first, do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Sure. Yeah, it's super important. So I don't want to rush into anything like that. And I think that's a really great way to think about things. And I do think about that because that person's going to be a part of my child's life as well. And so it's really important to me that they're a really good positive role model for them as well. And they've got attributes that I would love, my son to also have too. And I think maybe that's why I'm a little bit more picky, because it's not just me that I'm messing around with. I'm, inviting someone into my child's life. And my number one priority is always him and protecting him and his heart.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I want you to think of it a bit more like a funnel. So you might say yes to a third of people. So you're getting all these people in, but then by the time you get on a first date or a FaceTime, it's like 10% of that. Then the first date's 10% of that. Second date's 5% of those. So you're starting with this big thing and just going down like this. So
Yeah.
when you're at the top of the funnel, don't be too picky because not much is going to make it through the other end. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, okay, they're looking at the top of the funnel and thinking, okay, none of these people are my ideal partner, but that's all the way down here. Chuck heaps of people in and then just see what happens down at the bottom. It sort of filters itself out along the way.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
So say yes to 33%, see what conversations happen, and then just see how you go. You can go a bit younger. Just try not to go much younger than 25 if you can.
Yeah. I don't actively go for like young guys. I think it's just they're more so just people my age. A lot of people my age are married.
Yeah.
The pool of people to choose from is a lot. Or they're married or they're in relationships is much obviously smaller.
There's heaps of people in their 20s who are single. Heaps.
Yeah. Can I ask Jake as well? So I used to have a lot more confidence in approaching men, but I am like become, I don't know why, but like I'm just become super shy with it. And is it a good thing for a girl in public anyway, like out, to approach a guy, or should you not?
No.
So you shouldn't.
No.
So what do you do if you find someone attractive and you're like, oh, I want to like talk to them?
You have to allure him in. You have to be alluring.
I got to give him a look.
Yeah. You got to twinkle the eyelashes, little wave, smile, do the little thing with the shoulder, little things like that. You got to allure him in. You're the sunflower, he's the bee. You want the bee to come to you, you got to allure him in.
Guys don't approach me much in public.
They don't. The cold approach used to be really popular. You might remember just when you started dating, you'd go out to a pub or a club or something and guys would come up to you all the time. But that was before online dating really took off. So we used to just do cold approach and just walk up to girls and talk to them all the time. The chance of rejection's high, public embarrassment, stuff like that. It's pretty embarrassing getting rejected in a club. Everyone's looking at you. You feel like an idiot. You're slinking away. Online dating, no chance of public embarrassment. So online dating has killed the cold approach.
It's a shame because personally for me, if I do get approached by someone that I'm not interested in, like I'm still so respectful and I really respect like the confidence. I think it's great. Like even though I might be like, nah, like them coming up to me, I like really rate because I think like that just shows that they're backing themselves a lot.
It's very good. Not very common these days, but you definitely can't do it as a girl. If you are seen as the aggressor, then his attraction for you will go down. And your value in his mind goes down as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't want to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll continue being shy, but alluring.
Alluring. Yeah, a lot of people don't like it, but online dating is really all there is these days.
Yeah.
It does work. It's just more methodical, I guess. You got to work on it, talk to people, heaps of swiping.
It is energy sucking. Like it's a lot of energy, mental energy, and like follow up. But yeah, I guess it takes work regardless, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just a short thing. So you're only going to be doing it this year and then never again.
Yeah.
So even though it's part of your life pretty thoroughly every day for 6 months, then after that, you don't need to do it anymore. So
yeah,
just something you got to do. But you just want to meet as many people as you can. Don't ask a guy what he's looking for. Just assume if he's in his 20s, they definitely will have kids. They'll want to get married. That's just statistics. So you don't have to worry about asking them. Your job's just to make him fall in love with you. And then just to make sure that there's good chemistry, compatibility, X factor, and he can do the job.
Yeah. Yeah, it is hard to find all three.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Your ideal partner is such a unique puzzle piece. So you'll meet lots of great guys, but it's not quite right.
Yeah.
Your perfect puzzle piece is just perfect for you. A lot of girls think they're in competition with other girls, but it's not like that. It's like being in competition with another puzzle piece. It's like you guys are completely different.
Yeah, I agree.
Not a beauty contest. That's not how perfect partners work together. Not in competition with anybody. You can definitely go younger. Just make sure you're really stepping that feminine energy. Don't make any decisions. Push every decision onto him. Put all the pressure, stress, everything onto him. You can handle it. You're the champion. You're the best. You got it. Constantly keep pushing it onto him so he's in his masculine energy.
Okay. And I'm not looking to be in my masculine. So whenever I sense that with a guy, it's an automatic like no. And I feel like it's easy to tell that now, like guys that can step into their masculine and want to, as opposed to guys that don't.
Yeah, 100%. Do you want to see this 24-year-old again?
Well, I'm going to put the ball's in his court. So messaging off and on. If he wants to see me again, I'm not going to ask him to see me again. That's up to him. I'm kind of just going to leave it there. But the communication's open. He did really want to see me on the weekend, so we caught up and just had a coffee, which was really nice. So I'm not going to push that.
How much are you flirting with him?
Oh, a fair bit.
Lots of flirting?
Yeah.
Think you could do a little bit more?
Yeah, I could do more.
Up at 15% for me if you can.
Yeah, I could up it a lot. Yeah.
Do more flirting. How many people are you going to block and delete today?
I've got a lot that I should block and delete. Do you know what though? I have blocked and deleted, and I've had two circumstances where two guys have created burner accounts and have literally sent me the most disgusting messages about the fact that I blocked them. Crazy. I was like, my gosh, red flag.
Psychos. Yeah, good decision. Block and deleting them.
Yeah.
Block and delete heaps of them today.
Yeah. All right. I'll go on a rampage.
Go on a rampage, big cull, and then it gives you room to add more people into.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Give these guys a chance. Give the 24-year-old a chance too, and don't let anything in your mind sabotage something which hasn't had a chance to grow. Yeah.
He definitely ticks lots of boxes that guys my own age don't, which is interesting. So
Would he make cute babies?
Such cute babies.
Would he be a good husband for the next 5 decades?
Yeah, I think he's a very good person.
Great. He will be a good husband and father for somebody. It's just, you probably could have him if you wanted to. It's just up to you whether you think he's the one or maybe you can do better.
Yeah, I think probably I should leave.
It's hard to tell on the second date though. It's still pretty early.
And I think I would need to mentally, like you were saying, be open to the idea, because I've certainly shut it off. So I'm not really giving it a whole heat.
Give it a chance. You're not going exclusive or official at the moment. You're just open to it.
Yeah.
So nice and easy. In the next 2 more dates, though, 2 more high value dates with him, you should feel like going exclusive and not talking to any other guys. So that'll be a good test.
Yeah. All right.
How do you feel now compared to the start of the journey?
Look, I think what's been really beneficial for me is that I wasn't very assertive with like cutting things off when I should have cut things off. And I've got a lot more confidence in doing that now. So that's been really good, because you'll have guys just kind of in the background that you don't really want there, and they just take up space. So doing that's been good. It's been very helpful for me to, when you see different people, you see qualities in different men that you really like. And so maybe sometimes when you're fixated on a particular person, there's something not quite right about them. You meet these other guys and you're like, oh, they don't offer this that I really like within this person. And so it gives you a clearer picture of like what you can actually get, or what you, respect and want in a guy. So that's been really helpful too. And then it's obviously given me like a bit of a kick up the bum to actually go on dates, because I wasn't going on dates.
Good. You're on the right track now. It is hard work, but you're on the right track. And this is all we do now. We're just a matter of time before we find our ideal partner. We're just going to keep on that track, keep momentum.
Yeah. And hopefully I'll have some more exciting updates for you over the next couple of weeks.
You can pick heaps of guys. So just be picky, but not too picky. Remember, you want to just swipe yes on a third of people.
Okay.
Just try your best with it.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome, Tash. Any questions for me?
No, I reckon that's about it. I'll give you an update when I've got more info.
More dates. And remember, dates are about having heaps of fun.
Yeah.
Heaps and heaps and heaps of fun.
All right, cool.
See you, Tash.
Thanks so much, Jake. Bye.